Make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Sports Daily. TJ Cleveland here alongside Jacob Albrock. It is a Tuesday morning, a doubleheader of Monday Night Football last night. Lots to get into, and we've got lots on tap. Jacob, isn't that right?
That's right. And we'll unmute our microphones here on a Tuesday morning as well. Welcome in, everybody. Major League Baseball playoffs get going today. We've got a Monday night doubleheader to look back on. Actually, a lot to take away from that. It was a pretty interesting night of Monday Night Football. A devastating injury for a former Kansas City Chief, Tyreek Hill. The Bengals go in with Burrow 2-0, come out and look like they can do absolutely nothing. What are they supposed to do now at 2-2? Denver rolls over Cincinnati 28-3. Miami takes care of New York 27-21. Love the Monday night doubleheaders. But we'll get into that. The Major League Baseball playoffs will begin to look ahead to Chiefs-Jaguars, which becomes a pretty interesting game. And we'll dig a little deeper into some of what we saw from college football. Mondays are always jam-packed, and we kind of ran out of time yesterday, so we'll do that as well. It's always fun on an early week edition of the show. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, where it's patio season. Smash a Yumkin pumpkin on Delano's rooftop deck. Enjoy happy hour at WBC's East newly remodeled patio. Or grab a pizza outside, shielded from the setting sun at WBC West. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company. Pizza and beer made here. You ain't lying with this weather. Boy, it is beautiful, beautiful weather outside, TJ, right now. And it is that time of year we all point to. I was eating some stew at the office yesterday. Made you a little jealous, I think. But you're not quite into stew and soup and chili and all of these seasons yet, are you?
It's too freaking hot outside. I sit there every night at 10 o'clock while Ross does the final weather at the desk, and he says, yeah, going to be more summerish weather, and I bang my head on the table because I'm tired of it. I want it to be cold, man. I want to wear jackets.
God.
I want to wear sweatpants. I've had enough. I've played enough golf for everybody in the city of Wichita. I'm ready for it to cool down, play some fall golf, and just not freaking sweat so hard every day.
What a disgusting thing to say. I can't believe you would do something like wish the cold upon us. You'll be glad it's cold for about 48 hours. And you're like, all right, well, that was stupid. I'm over this already. Nobody wants the cold. It's not hot outside. It's like 80 degrees. Let's enjoy the couple of weeks of the literal perfect weather that we have right now. We have to. Max is back in studio right now, about to have an aneurysm about what you just said. Nobody wants the cold. It has been the cloudiest, rainiest summer, and you're wishing ill will upon us with cold weather. Do you not remember last winter? We were literally under snow and ice for like a calendar month. That's disgusting.
fine. You know what? I would honestly, if we're gonna make an argument here, I may trade a month of the 100 degrees for a month
We
of.
didn't even have a month 100 degrees this
I
year.
know, but it sure felt like it, man. I've had enough. I've had enough of it. It's fun from March to June, and then it's like, all right, this is enough.
Man. Oh, this perfect no wind, nice sun, 79-degree weather. I've had enough. Could we please get the bone-chilling, windy, nasty, snowy
It
days in
hasn't
here,
been.
please?
It's been
Says
79.
nobody ever.
It's been 79 for like 3 days. It was 89 degrees at that Chiefs game on Sunday. It was hot.
Let's enjoy the weather we have here because it doesn't last very long. It'll be cold soon enough, and then we'll have another conversation. Max, I can't see Max right now, but I can feel Max's energy. Max likes the cold weather less than I like the cold weather. He's not happy about it. You can give Max a call, 869-1240 to get in touch with us if you want to tell TJ to knock it off with the wishing cold weather would be here. You can do that. You can also leave us your comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. Those are all available for you. Thanks for watching us on 12 News this morning. By the way, we're not even through the baseball season yet. Let's chill out with the cold weather. We get the start of the Major League Baseball playoffs today. We'll make some Major League Baseball predictions. Does not include the Royals, unfortunately, for everybody around here. But it does include some fun teams. We kind of teased it a little bit yesterday, but we can dig into that a little bit as well. We get college football rule changes. It's official now. The transfer portal window for college football, if you haven't seen it, it's now going to go from January 2nd through the 16th. They're sort of getting this right, TJ, because they're narrowing it down to one, but then they still screw it up and have the window before the end of the season. I don't understand. Why do we have the window before the end of the season? It's like good job getting it to one window, right? That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing this before the end of the season?
We'll
start the NFL's free agency 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. Good luck, everybody.
Exactly. Like it hurts the situations like the Bo Prebulas at Penn State where he's leaving before their bowl game, their college football playoff game, and then it also hurts the teams like Oregon that are going to recruit the transfer portal super heavy that are still playing football. Like it's dumb. Like I don't understand how that's hard to understand. Like in basketball,
just give
like
us the obvious thing. What did they do? I didn't even see what they do in basketball.
I don't know if they change. I don't think they changed anything in basketball. I'm saying the basketball, you can't do it until after the season's over. Like it's like the week after the transfer portal opens. I think, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I think I am wrong about that. Actually,
Yeah,
I remember NC State was recruiting.
Well, look, I don't blame you for that. Like it's impossible to keep up with, which is another problem. It should not be that difficult on the transfer portal. Getting to what's allowed and what's not allowed within it and how often, those are complicated matters. I totally understand that. It is not complicated, and literally nobody wants the window to open during the season. Have the portal open after the season. One time, you get X number of days in there. We get that over with, and these programs and these schools can stop being held hostage. Whether or not somebody can enter or how many times they can enter, set that to the side. That's far more complicated. This part's not that complicated. We're just going to have the window. It's going to last 2 weeks. It'll be after the season. All right, good luck, everybody. Like it shouldn't even be a thing.
It's so crazy that like nobody would complain or moan. I feel like even if it was like it opens the day after the national championship and it closes the first day of fall camp. You have the entire summer if you want to leave, but you cannot leave during the season.
You'd have people leaving too late. But either way, the most ridiculous part of it to me has always been that there's activity there while games are still being played. It's nonsensical.
Yeah.
It's silly. How are coaches to be expected to focus on the games they're still trying to win while they're having to actively recruit not just high school kids, which they're already dealing with, but kids on their own team, kids on other teams? Like, are you kidding me? It's just it's the silliest thing ever. And college athletics sometimes can't get out of its own way. All right, let's set the table here early this morning. We'll come back. We'll talk a little Monday Night Football. A doubleheader. Weren't terribly excited about the matchups coming in, but man, I do think there's some really interesting storylines coming out of Monday Night Football. Sports Talk on KFH presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We'll talk a little NFL when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on KFH. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland alongside you, getting you ready for the sports week. We begin to turn the page to some degree. We will talk a little college football. Didn't get a ton of time with KU yesterday, so we'll have that for you. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up each and every morning here on KFH. All right, TJ, let's talk Monday Night Football in the books. We had two games. The Dolphins beat the Jets 27-21. The Broncos beat the Bengals 28-3. We'll kind of take them game by game here because I think there are things to dissect out of each of them. The Jets had a comeback in the second half. The Jets are 0-4 now. They're kind of interesting. Breece Hall had a pretty good game for the Jets in this one. They had their late charge. Justin Fields was better. They outgained the Dolphins by quite a bit. They had some fumbles in key spots. The Jets lose the game on the road. Are the Dolphins the worst team? I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. The big news, though, is Tyreek Hill in a gruesome image. If you didn't see it, I don't think you necessarily need to, but you might. So you might check it out.
Did you see the report that just came out this morning from Schefter? He said he dislocated his knee, but he also tore multiple ligaments, including his ACL. Still in the hospital, going to have surgery today.
Yeah, I mean, when he went to the hospital, when he was getting carted off, it was like, okay, that's a bad knee injury. You thought at that point, like maybe ACL. Then you go back and look at it, and you're like, oh, no. When they go to the hospital, you know it's because of something like that, because there's real danger with like blood flow and everything else. That usually means something just horrible like dislocation. Tyreek Hill's 31 years old. He was having a really good game last night before the injury. I don't know. Like everyone keeps saying, is his career over? Is this the end of Tyreek Hill? Man, I don't know. I think it's a little early for that. I think that the answer is he going to like walk normal again? Like those kinds of injuries are devastating. He's certainly not going to play this year. Maybe he could be back at some point next year, maybe, but we at least can acknowledge it's possible that it's the end of Tyreek Hill's career, which is wild to think about, right?
Yeah.
This is a guy who has been at times the best receiver in football. He, of course, has his history with the Chiefs, but Tyreek Hill certainly was still getting it done. And it makes me wonder now, over the course of a career, more than 10,000 yards, he has the Super Bowl. He has been a couple of times the best receiver in football. If it was the end of Tyreek Hill, is he a Hall of Famer?
I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, I could make that argument, I feel like. I mean, the fact that he won a Super Bowl and was the best receiver on one of the best offenses that won that Super Bowl, and then the fact that, you know, his 2 seasons in Miami, his first 2 seasons there, I mean, he had 1,700 yards. Like, he had 2 crazy seasons there. So,
first time, nobody's ever had back-to-back 1,700 yard seasons like he had.
I think he is. I think that the fact of, you know, you think about, you know, maybe what his win percentage in Miami, but I mean, they made the playoffs and they were a good team in 2023. They came to Arrowhead in that snow game. And so it's not like he's been on the worst team in football like the Dolphins might be this year. So I think he is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be if he doesn't play anymore, it's going to be an interesting case. That's if he wasn't, if this injury didn't happen, I think he was going to play himself there. Obviously we set aside all the off field stuff and we're just strictly talking about football here. But he's an 8-time Pro Bowler. He again, you mentioned the 1,700-yard seasons in multiple seasons. He was first guy to do that. His individual seasons were among the best. You can't look at this generation and say he's not one of the best players we saw in it. So it'll be if he doesn't play again, it will be interesting because he was going to pad the stats enough, I have no doubt, to get there. So, and sometimes this happens, right? We're going to have this conversation with a few receivers. Cooper Kupp, people have brought up, a wildly successful short stretch of football, right? Football's Hall of Fame is different. The rules of football have changed so much. The number of games they play has changed so much. You can't really stack up resume versus resume like you can in some of the other sports because it changes so much. Like Tyreek Hill and whatever receiver you want to pluck out of the 60s, you can't really compare their numbers because they throw the ball more now and all these things change. So I think it's just it popped into my head because like a lot of people, you see that injury, you consider his age, you consider his game is so predicated on mobility and all of these things. And it's like, man, he may not play again. And then my head goes to, is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I think there's a case to be made. I don't know if it's a slam dunk one way or the other. Because the other thing Tyreek Hill will face is he will be stacked up against his peers. So his peers of this generation, he'll get stacked up against, which means, at some point we'll be paying attention. Justin Jefferson will be paying attention to what Jamar Chase does in that time frame. But, his back end are these guys' front end, right, of career wise. So
I'm trying to think of whenever he was a Chief, who was the top receiver in 2017 that year.
Let's just take a little look. Let's compare him in 2017. That was still Antonio Brown. Looks like was still very good. Julio Jones was very good. Julio Jones, I feel like is probably a Hall of Famer. Keenan Allen was up there. DeAndre Hopkins, who most people believe is a Hall of Famer, was up there. Larry Fitzgerald, who's a Hall of Famer, was still going. Trying to look at the names. AJ Green, who's going to be in consideration, was up there. Kelsey, oddly enough, was up there, who's certainly going to be a Hall of Famer. Mike Evans had 1,000 yards that season. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. So, if you're just looking around that way, I do think Tyreek Hill had enough. Tyreek Hill played for a while. Like, I think he's going to get in.
I think so. Man, 2018 receiver stats. Juju Smith-Schuster, 5th in yards.
Yeah. That was like his one great year. Mm-hmm. And then he's had, injuries and other things derail him a little bit. But yeah, he's we'll just call him of the Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, maybe Mike Evans era. Devontae Adams was in there. Devontae Adams is going to be a Hall of Famer. So, I think he's every bit with those guys. So over time, I'm sure that he'll get in and it'll be an interesting. Now, what I also don't want to do is close the book on Tyreek Hill's career. It's possible that he doesn't play again. It's also possible that he does, right? He was on his way to really surprising a lot of people this year, I think, with how productive he still looked. But that was the major storyline out of a game that they won 27-21. Offensively, the Jets actually looked pretty good offensively. I think that's partly because the Dolphins' defense isn't very good. But the Jets at 0-4 with Justin Fields are a moderately interesting team. They've got Garrett Wilson is a superstar. We know Breece Hall obviously is a star, and Fields had a pretty good game. When you set back and look at it, he was good in this one. So that was kind of an interesting outcome among teams that aren't going to do anything this year, right? Here's the other game that has a lot to do with teams in the mix. The Bengals and the Broncos. The Broncos do what they should do, 28-3. The Bengals defense continues to be terrible. The Broncos gained 500 plus yards of offense in that one, TJ. which is just wild. J.K. Dobbins continues to look good. Their pass catchers continue to evolve a little bit. The rookie R.J. Harvey had probably his best game as a pro, very active in the passing game. Bo Nix was okay. I'm not going to say Bo Nix is fantastic. He was okay. He piled up some stats. And the Broncos win 28-3. They sort of reestablish things for themselves. Big game on offense, big game on defense. There's that side of it. And then there's the Bengals side of it. This is a team with Joe Burrow who got out to a 2-0 start. They had the win over the Jags, their only loss. They had a win at Cleveland, which we know now is a difficult thing to do. And then in the last 2 games without Joe Burrow, it's been 76-13 for the Bengals.
Not in a good way.
You want to talk about like impact on a team? It is impossible for me to imagine that the difference between Joe Burrow and Jake Browning, and I think as highly of Joe Burrow as anybody on the planet, is 76-13. I mean, are the Bengals going to raise the white flag on this season?
I don't know. It's weird.
Surely not.
The
Ravens are 1-3.
I know. That's right. I know. It's weird because, like, I mean, even yes, like just looking at the box score, just look at the receiving stats. T. Higgins, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Andre Yoshivas, like Mike Gesicki, Samaje Perine are all still listed on here, and it's like, man, like, what isn't working? Like, I know that the offensive line has been something that Bengals fans have talked about a lot, so maybe there's more to that we're not paying attention to. But I agree. I mean, Jake Browning, played his freaking butt off last year whenever he had to step in for Joe Burrow, and he played good in that first game whenever he went down. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a quarterback issue or if it's an everything else issue. I don't know. You might have to make a move though. I mean, if you have a game like this, I mean, you had 150 yards of offense and you lost by 25. Like, I've seen the idea floated around that maybe they should call up the Giants, get Jameis Winston in there. Maybe they should call up the Giants and get Russell Wilson in there.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson doesn't look good, but he threw for 450 yards on the Cowboys.
Yeah. Like, there's just so many weapons there. Like, I don't know if it's Jake Browning issue, and I don't want to put that out in the universe, but when you put up 100 passing yards in a game, you start thinking that.
With Jamar Chase and,
exactly.
T. Higgins. The problem is their line is atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
But Jake Browning, he came into the game where Burrow got hurt and at least was serviceable. But yeah, like I can't imagine not kicking the tires all around the league to figure out what else can we do, right? Would the Falcons eat any of that Kirk Cousins money this year to try to help you get Cousins over? Like the Ravens are wounded. The Browns, you've beaten already once. The Steelers are maybe good, but their defense isn't as good as we probably thought. How are the Bengals not just doing everything they can to look around the league right now?
I agree.
I mean, Russell Wilson's the easy one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I even think even whenever Russell Wilson was a starter, I think that Jameis Winston with that offense would be nuts. Like the amount of numbers that he puts up and the amount of passes that he throws and risks that he takes, it may be what they need as well. I would take either of those guys for sure. But yeah, I mean, looking at the rest of the schedule here, I mean, who are the tough guys here? They got the Lions next week. They go to the Packers. They have the Steelers. Then it's Steelers again, beat up Ravens. They go to Buffalo. Beat up Ravens.
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because they have their own deficiencies, even if they had Joe Burrow.
It's true, but it's not. The point that I'm making is that it's like we've talked about the Chiefs schedule so much. This is nowhere near a Chiefs schedule.
No, and it's just so early. Like, why would you not do everything you can to try and salvage this thing? Because Joe Burrow could come back if you can get into the playoffs. So, like, who could get you to 500 in December with the weapons that they have on that team? I know their defense isn't very good and their offensive line's really bad. That's why that would also be like, to me, it would be somebody like Jameis. Like, who could come in here and find success even under fire and with a bad offensive line? I'm afraid Russell Wilson wouldn't be able to survive in that environment. Kirk Cousins probably could. But man, Jameis. It's a crime that the NFL hasn't mandated that Jameis Winston come to the Bengals throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Could you imagine?
Like
he would put up 500 yards every game, and he'd also throw 5 picks,
4 interceptions.
Yeah,
but that's okay. Like, they would be the wildest games there are. How have they not made Jameis Winston? How is Roger Goodell not called? Was their owner's name Mike Brown? How have they not called him and been like, "Hey, here's the deal. I know we have the Taylor Swift effect, but we also have the Jameis effect. And with your roster, we're going to just ask that you make this trade. We need you to take this and do it because the league will be better for it." Jameis in a Bengals uniform. Kidding me? Be fantastic. But the Bengals fall. Don't even put up a fight in this game against the Broncos. The Broncos are now 28-3. Win 28-3. The Broncos are now 2-2. Their 2 wins, TJ, are against the Titans and that Bengals pile of garbage mess. They've lost to the Colts and the Chargers, both on the road. They'll go to Philadelphia next week. Then they do get some schedule relief. But how real the Broncos' schedule is not. It's difficult, but they'll be able to win enough games. But how much do you believe in the Broncos? How much do you believe in Bo Nix right now?
I mean, I do. I don't know. I mean, I don't to the degree of the in terms of the AFC West. I don't think that they're. I think they're the stratosphere kind of under the Chiefs and Chargers. But I think they're better than the Raiders. I think they're better than a majority of the AFC. They're going to be a playoff team. I think that Bo Nix proved last year that he can do a lot of things, but I think that the thing about their offense is they don't have a ton of, proven guys outside of Cortland Sutton, I feel like. I don't know if that's crazy of me to say that, but, they have a rookie running back in RJ Harvey. J.K. Dobbins has been playing pretty well since he's been there. Is this his first year there? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, it is. They got him late in the offseason.
Yeah.
He's been very good if he can stay healthy.
So there's a lot of questions about the offense of, who Bo Nix is going to throw to, basically. But, it's not a team that's going to win by offense. Their defense is what carries them along this. And, obviously they lit up the Bengals last night on defense. So,
yeah, I don't. They're interesting because I do think their defense is really good. I can't wait to see them play the Eagles. I don't like either of these teams very much, but I can't wait to see them play. But the problem for me with Denver is going to be after that game, they get Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders. So they could come into that first Chiefs game at home with a pretty good record if they just handle their business here. But I don't know how good I think they're going to be. It's a Bo Nix thing for me. Like, I don't know. I can't decide if I'm in on Bo Nix. I love his attitude. I love his energy. But I didn't like him very much coming in as a prospect. He surprised me last year. And it's just like, is he going to take the step and be like a really good NFL quarterback, or is he just going to kind of be a middle of the road? I don't know.
I think Bo Nix right now, I think he's like right around, like we had this conversation. I think he's right around the median quarterback conversation. I think that Bo Nix is just as good as Kyler Murray. What do you think of that statement? I think that they're right there, like 15, 16, 16, 17.
I mean, you
right
would,
in the middle.
You would take Bo Nix because we've seen so much of Kyler Murray. I think that's probably fair. But let me ask it to you this way with Bo Nix. Caleb Williams or Bo Nix? You know what? Pause. Let's hold that thought. We're going to come back. We'll compare him, and then we'll shift gears as well. But I do want to go through this exercise just against his peers last year in that class. Take him or leave. Like, which one do you want? We'll do that next. It's Sports Daily. It's All Brockton Cleveland here on a Tuesday. Stick around. We're coming right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
FH.
All right, welcome Welcome back, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on KFH. Glad to be with you on this Tuesday. Glad that you're with us. If you want to win some HTO, you can do that right now. Text the keyword T to the code 20357, the short code TEA to 20357. If you'd like to win a free cup of iced tea, you can use that at East Wichita, West Wichita, or in Derby. More than 25 flavors to choose from, including the new fall flavor, the sweet caramel apple. Good luck, everybody there. T 20357. We come back in. We're talking Monday Night Football. One final thought there before we turn the page, and we'll talk a little KU football, which we didn't have time to get to yesterday. Bo Nix. I can't decide what to do with Bo Nix. So let's have this exercise. Right now, everything we know about these guys is in play. So as things currently stand, you take your pick. Just his peers last year in the draft class. Now, let me also say, I do think this draft class has a chance to be all-time good. So some of this isn't necessarily a knock on Bo Nix. I'm just curious to see what people think of his start to his career. Bo Nix or Caleb Williams?
Bo Nix.
I'll take Caleb Williams. Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels.
Drake May?
Bo Nix.
I'll take Drake May. Michael Penix?
Bo Nix.
Jury's out on that one for me. That's where it gets really difficult. JJ McCarthy. This is the hardest one, obviously, because we've only seen like 8 quarters of JJ McCarthy.
I mean, from what I've seen and what we know, it's less risky to take Bo Nix.
It is.
Than Bo Nix.
It is, but you are not talking less risky when we're talking about quarterbacks. If
I'm redrafting right now and I need a quarterback of these guys that I've listed, the only one I'm not taking is over Bo Nix is Jaden Daniels. Or I am taking over Bo Nix.
So you have him too. See, I don't. I don't have him nearly that high. And McCarthy's an interesting one, obviously, because he just hasn't played a lot yet. But and I think all of these guys right now, we know the least about McCarthy, but I do think all of them that were taken there inside that top 12 have a chance to all be good. I think generally speaking, the arrows are pointed upward for all of them, which is pretty crazy. Caleb Williams has looked good this year. Caleb Williams looks like he's back on the right track. I think he's going to continue to grow. I think his ability as a passer is higher than Bo Nix. Just raw ability. We'll see if he can do the things that have made Bo Nix pretty good, which is all like attitude and persona and energy and all of that stuff. But it's a good class. Anywho, he gets the win last night and looks better. But I still, just watching it, my eyeballs tell me he's still got quite a bit of room for growth. Let's talk now, TJ. We're going to make a live on-the-air pivot. Yesterday, we didn't get a chance. Mondays are so jam-packed and crazy to dig into the KU loss over the weekend to Cincinnati. You were there in person. We all watched the game or tried to, right? 37-34, Cincinnati gets the win. This one's a little bit tricky for me. Look, it's the obvious part is we think KU should have won the game. They had the opportunity to win. They should have won. They missed an interception, missed a couple late opportunities. But, man, they gave up 603 yards at home to an offense that is not going to be the best offense they see in Big 12 play this year. And that's pretty alarming.
Yeah, that's why it's such a punch in the gut. You know, that's a point that I brought up is like, man, Jalen Daniels puts up 500 yards of offense. The offense looks great, but the bad part is that your defense made Cincinnati look that much greater, which is insane to give up 600 yards. Not even the fact, like, it's fine to lose in a shootout. That's not that big of a deal. It's the fact that the chunk plays that they put up, like, I got to look this up. Like, they had four different receivers with 30-plus yard receptions in that game. Like, that's unheard of. Like, I don't understand how, especially late in that fourth quarter. I mean, I got to look at, hold on. Let me pause myself here before I say something that's not right. I got to look up the fourth quarter scoring plays. Okay, there was only that one touchdown. Okay, Cincinnati scored 2 second-half touchdowns, and they both were quick drives, 5-play drive in the third quarter, and then a 10-play drive that went 75 yards in the fourth quarter. Like at that point in the fourth quarter, especially is the one that's going to stick with everybody's mind. Like, you know that your secondary has let up those big chunk plays throughout this game. And the fact that you didn't play, more prevent defense. I think that they probably were in prevent defense. They were an inch away from having an interception that won them the game, and they didn't get it. It bounced out of their hands. So I don't know. It's baffling. And the question, the biggest question that begs of this now is the fact of like, this feels like a KU game from last year. And the post game, that was kind of the talking point of like, you guys lost another 1-score game. And they were like, we don't want to hear it. Like, this is a different team. Like, it's just a kind of a coincidence that happened. But like, whenever you have that many 1-score losses,
I'm willing to call it a coincidence that it happened. Jalen Daniels didn't lose them that game.
Oh,
Jalen
no,
Daniels
I'm not saying that
looked like
either.
a Heisman candidate, which
100%.
I think is a difference from last year. Here's another one that is jarring, I think, as you look at it and you recall what we saw during the game. Cincinnati had 4 different receivers with 25-yard or more receptions. They had 5 different receivers with 20-yard or more receptions. That tells you that they made a lot of chunk plays. KU did the same thing, right, on the other side. KU was the same. Like, offensively, that's what they were also doing.
Yeah, there's
big plays were coming in chunks. I will say that it was an interesting game running the ball for KU. I don't know if that helps their defense at all, but it's pretty hard to argue with the success offensively that KU's had. It doesn't remind me as much of last year as it reminds me of Jalen Daniels' first year where he got really good, where KU was having to track meet with everybody.
100%. And it's not the fact of like, I don't know, like it's fine to lose in a shootout, like I said, but it's the fact of like, and there's no diss on the offense at all. And that's another talking point that's gotten brought up about this, about like, people ask like Lance Leipold questions at the end of the game about like, did you think about, stalling more at the end to not give them so much time on the clock? It's like, you gave them a minute and 20 seconds to go 75 yards. Like, you just scored the touchdown. Like, that's all you need to do. And they scored the touchdown. Like, the offense is not at fault at all. Like,
no,
you can even make the claim. I've had a lot of hate on social media posting a thing about Jalen Daniels about having an awesome game, because all these, non-KU guys are like, oh yeah, and he fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line and lost him the game. Then he came back and led a game-winning touchdown drive the next time he had the football in his hands. Like, he won him the game, and then the defense lost him the game. Like, it's easy to win a game. Your offense wins you the game, and the defense loses you the game. That's just why it hurts so much.
It's so you can't. Yeah, it's not. I don't. Here's my big takeaway from this game with KU. They have looked good defensively in 3 games that they've played. They have looked bad defensively in the 2 others. The problem for me is the 3 games they've looked good defensively have been against 3 not good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 games that they've played against good teams, they've given up 600 plus yards in one of them. And then when they played Mizzou, they gave up another basically 600 yards, 595. So is the difference is the difference allowing your opposition to score 1 touchdown in the game, which is essentially what they've done in their 3 wins, or allow them to gain 600 yards of offense? Like, those are the 2 outcomes we're looking at right now for this KU defense.
I know, like, I don't know what I think that there was a little bit of, tackling in the secondary was kind of a problem in the Cincinnati game, it looked like. I mean, the reason that they had the chunk plays, it wasn't because Britton Sorsby was lighting them up. I mean, these were 12-yard completions that turned into 37-yard completions because the yards after catch. So I think that there's a little bit of an argument to be made about that part, that maybe the secondary needs to, wrap up, get them down, not give up the chunk plays. But that's what kills you is the fact that these guys just go for so many yards after contact and everything of that nature. They have good defensive players. Like, the secondary, like, they're not bad play. Like, they're pretty good ball hawks. But like, I think that it's just like it felt like the K-State Army game where it was like they're just kind of bouncing off defenders and like nobody wants to tackle the football, and that's the frustrating part about that. So I don't know.
I think it would worry me less if the Mizzou game wouldn't have happened, where we also saw them give up that kind of production. Like if this was a one-off, it'd be like, man, that was a bad game. On to the next one, because they have looked good defensively in their other games. But the fact that it was the same thing happened in the Missouri game, that's what concerns me at the moment. Like if it's going to be a defense that's that bad, we have to recalibrate, I think, our expectations a little bit for KU and what we think they could be this year. Because if the defense is that bad, we're not going to be like, they're not going to be like a top end team in the Big 12. They're going to have to be better defensively. I think they'll be an incredible watch every week, and they could still beat anybody on any given Saturday. I just don't know if the defense is really that bad, if they can consistently do it enough and win enough games to be there. Let's real quick. Go ahead, TJ.
That's the thing, is the offense is good enough, which is insane to think about. And we talked about this. Like the offense is good enough that they could be a top 3 team in the Big 12, I think, which is nuts to think about. But the defense is so bad that it levels them out to probably like 6th or 7th.
Okay, let's real quick pivot. We're going to get a phone call in here. Bob's been patiently waiting with us. 869-1240 is the KFH hotline. Bob, a question about the Chiefs. What's on your mind this morning?
Hey, I'm just curious, does Andy Reid have incriminating photos against Harbaugh? I mean, they were down 10 points, and it's third and fourth and 1, and they take Derrick Henry and set him on the bench. Is Henry hurt?
No,
or
game flow.
This happens?
It's game flow, Bob. It's hard for the Ravens to run the ball when they're down 14, 17 points, whatever it was. And the Chiefs and Steve Spagnuolo have been real good in their history against the Ravens of neutralizing Henry and not letting him be the problem that he is so often for teams in the fourth quarter. Like Derrick Henry is a problem for teams late in the game, and the Chiefs don't. However they do it, they don't let it happen.
Yeah, but the previous set of plays, Henry ran for over 5, and then Jackson got the first down, and Henry ran, and Jackson got 4, and it's third, 4th and 1, and he's sitting on the bench.
I agree. I mean, it's
a problem.
It's interesting that they didn't use him as much as they did, but I think that the fact is that whenever they get that late in the game, like we talked about with Josh Briscoe yesterday morning, is the fact of Derrick Henry's awesome, but Derrick Henry's not going to be good enough to overcome 14 points by himself. You can't run the ball that much. You're going to run at a time, basically. It's just the nature of football. So I think that, that's what the Chiefs kind of did so well in that game, is to limit the chance, like basically just put your foot on the throttle, I guess, and not let them have that opportunity.
Yeah, they do a good job. And to your original question about what do they have on John Harbaugh, he's made some questionable decisions in his games against the Chiefs historically. There's no doubt about it.
Certainly has.
All right. Thank you, Bob. We're right up against the break. We're going to come back. Hour number 2 on the way here on Sports Daily. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. It is another hour here. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland. Glad to be with you here on a Tuesday morning. We've got some Major League Baseball playoffs to preview. We'll begin to dig into Chiefs, Jaguars, bounce around. We'll take your calls at 869-1240. We can take your comments on any of our video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, all the great places that you watch the show. Of course, thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. Really appreciate that as well. Everything we have for you is coming on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, featuring Oztoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style lager that will make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the copper brick road to the land of Oztoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. All right, TJ, let's dig in a little bit to these Major League Baseball playoffs. They get going today. It is 4 games. It all starts at noon. I love this. This is one of my favorite times of the baseball season. Certainly more fun when our team of interest is in there. But the 4 games as we open things up, you get Tigers, Guardians, then Padres, Cubs, then Red Sox, Yankees, then Reds, Dodgers. It's baseball. It's playoff baseball. It's all day long. This is a fun day for the baseball season.
It's going to be a good day of watching baseball all afternoon long, all the way into the night. As I've talked to you about, I used to be really into, every single game. Like whenever I was a kid, we had the MLB Network. I mean, I knew every player on every single team. I've fallen out of that, as adulting has happened and everything of that nature. But obviously, still keep up with the Royals and know everything about the Royals. So I'm excited. I mean, I know obviously the big names and everything like that, but I'm not gonna know like the Reds. I don't know half of the guys on the Reds roster. I don't really know what to expect going into these games. But it's going to be a ton of fun. As I said yesterday, just give me all the small market teams. I'll root for every single one of them. So I guess that means I'm a Guardians, Mariners, Blue Jays-ish, Reds, Padres, Brewers. Not really Padres, but I'll root for the Padres.
Padres still count. They haven't had one. Plus, my wife's a Padres fan. Well, my wife is from San Diego. Everybody there is latched onto that team now. They've become more than a small market team because they lost the Chargers, and everybody's on board. They set attendance records this year. So fantasy baseball still keeps me engaged enough to know the players. What I'm with you in the sense that, like, at the beginning of the Major League Baseball season, I'll watch anything I can get my hands on. Like for the first week or two, I'll watch it all. I'll watch whatever the West Coast games are. Over the course of time in a baseball season, though, you're going to just lock into your team. I think it's one of the beautiful things about baseball, to be perfectly honest, is that they're with you every day for 6 months, especially when they're competitive. Like the Royals have been a part of our day for 6 months, and they're not anymore, and that's a bummer. Or like for me, I'm a Rangers fan. Kind of both of them get to be a part of my day now for that long. And neither of them made it. That doesn't take away anything from the postseason. It's a different element. But man, playoffs are playoffs. And we have a really compelling year of great storylines. All of the teams you love to hate basically made it. Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers right now. And if you want to include the Phillies in that, I guess you could. And then there's all the small market teams and mid-market teams that are good stories too. Blue Jays, they're not a small market team, but a great story. So you get all of this into a nice, tidy little postseason package. We get it's good, right, that the Red Sox and Yankees are playing each other. It means they can't both win. One of them has to lose. That's a good thing to me. I would prefer it that way. I prefer one of them to lose now. But it's going to be more compelling at the same time if the Yankees and or the Dodgers advance. I'd love to see them both go ahead and lose. We'll have to, we'll go through the same conversations of, oh, good, it's Cleveland, Seattle, or it's Seattle, Toronto, and Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Nobody's gonna watch these.
I was gonna say, I can't wait for the conversation we're having in 2 weeks. Everybody complaining on social media about like, oh, this is gonna be the lowest rated series of all time. Who cares?
I've said it forever on this show. It's the silliest conversation that we ever have. Like that validates or justifies anything. Yep. No, but they don't go and renegotiate the TV deals because the Yankees or Dodgers didn't get in. Like nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. The clients who bought ads are the only ones who care. But they're going to buy them again next year. Like they're not buying. But it's the stupidest thing. You'll either watch it or you won't watch it, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not a Dodgers fan, you're not going to just randomly you'll watch it or you won't watch it. And yeah, of course the ratings will be higher. There are bigger cities involved with more fans that will like it's the stupidest thing that we do. Like literally nobody cares. Like we all just want to watch. Like you're either going to watch the baseball playoffs if you don't have if you don't have any skin in the game. You're either going to watch the playoffs or you're not, no matter who it is. So who cares? So yes, let's root for the small market teams collectively.
The argument that I feel like has been made, to play a little devil's advocate here, is that like in the NBA or even in the NFL, like whenever you get the big teams in there is whenever you're going to get the big players. And obviously, the LeBron James finals are a big deal because you get to watch LeBron James play in the finals and everything like that. In baseball, I think that there is an opposite effect of it. Like obviously last year was as big of a market matchup as you can get as Yankees Dodgers. But I think that whenever you get a matchup that could be Brewers Mariners, like I think that would be the World Series that people would remember for a long time.
Well, we had something like that with Rangers Diamondbacks a couple of years ago, and it was not
it was awesome.
It was a great World Series, but it wasn't the headline grabbing World Series. But I'll bet you if we went and polled 100 Americans and asked 100 Americans who played in the World Series last year, how many do you think would know?
Like average Americans, just guys off the street?
Yeah. Who you would consider sports fans that might be interested in watching baseball? How many do you think would know who played in the World Series last year?
Of a casual sports fan, I would wager to bet that 45%.
Yeah,
of
maybe.
An average human.
And that was Yankees Dodgers.
Have an average human, I bet it's like 5.
And that was Yankees Dodgers. Like that is the one that all the ratings honks are out there running their mouth about. Like, oh, most of us don't even remember that series. If you're a fan of one of those two teams, or if you're a baseball junkie, you're damn right you remember it. But you also remember Rangers Diamondbacks, or who did the Astros Rays, or whoever it was over the years. Like you'd know all of them anyway. You'd watch them anyway. Again, the average fan doesn't care. They're going to watch it or not. They're not. You're not. I mean, you might lock in because Shohei's involved, I suppose, or Aaron Judge. But I would still contend. I would still contend in that.
The only argument that you can make for the big market or like the highly rated stuff is just the players. Like nobody cares if the Dodgers make it. People want to watch Shohei in the World Series. Like that's the biggest thing. Like nobody cares if the Yankees make it unless you're a Yankees fan. But watching Aaron Judge on the biggest stage in baseball is pretty cool. Last year, he struggled on the biggest stage in baseball. So that's the one thing that you can root for those guys, but nobody roots for those guys. Like nobody wants to watch that. Or they do, but you know what I mean? Nobody wants to root for the Yankees, excuse me. I'll say that.
Yeah, I will agree with your point. Like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, you tune in to see those guys play. LeBron. Shohei's probably the only one we've got in baseball that can do that. That's it. That's probably, no offense to the Big Dumper. Great season. Casual fans not tuning in to make sure they don't miss a Cal Raleigh at bat. They're really not even doing it with Aaron Judge. The only guy that might move the needle that way is Shohei Ohtani, like if he started the game and was hitting.
Yeah.
I don't think we have and that's okay, by the way. That's not a knock on baseball. It's not anything. It's an observation. You're either going to watch and enjoy this stuff or you're not. And it doesn't really matter. You're either going to say it's the playoffs, I'm going to watch just because it's the playoffs, or you're going to be worried about what happens in a couple of days on Thursday Night Football, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that is the biggest argument of always. It's always been about how to grow the game of baseball. Is that the greatest part about baseball is also its greatest flaw is that there's so many games, and if you miss one, there's another one on tomorrow night. That's why the NFL does so well. That's why the Super Bowl does so well. It's because it's one game for all the marbles. Like you can't miss it or you're going to miss it. Like in baseball, it's like, man, I missed game 1. Maybe I'll catch game 2. Oh, I missed game 2. Maybe I'll catch game 3. It's like, oh, well, there's going to be 7 of these things,
And then, of course, the other side of it is if your team is in it,
then you don't miss it.
Man, there's
Second.
Nothing. There's nothing.
God.
There's nothing better than that.
Last year, I always tell people whenever I rank my fandoms, like I grew up like a Royal, but the Royals are my thing. That's what I grew up on. Used to have season tickets when I was a kid. I was watching Tony Pena Jr. and the bad Royals play baseball and everything like that. And so, those playoff runs were awesome. Last year being there for that ALDS, like that was the one time in my job that I was like having to hold myself in. Like I was like smacking the table, everything like that. Like does not get any better than that.
I've covered all the things, Super Bowls, Final, like all of it. World Series coverage was my favorite thing I've ever been to, and I got to do it twice. Thank you, Royals. I'm taking Mariners over Brewers. What do you got?
Oh man, that's the good one. Give me Mariners over the Dodgers.
Okay, there it is. There's our very brief and unofficial predictions. We'll talk Chiefs, Jags next. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in. Shout out Crestview Country Club, great supporter of the program. TJ's ready for the cold weather. Literally nobody else on the planet is. So if you're still enjoying this beautiful weather, never a time to get out and play a little golf. Crestview Country Club with 36 holes to choose from, 2 driving ranges, a couple of simulators, all the golf you can handle. There's tennis facilities. That's what my wife does out at Crestview. We'll get ready for another great pool season next year, but it is a great time if you've ever thought about doing something like that to get in and join great deals this time of the year. Give Todd a call over at Crestview. Tell him we sent you here from Sports Daily. Good wishes to you on that endeavor. Give Crestview a call. All right, TJ, we come back. Chiefs, Jaguars, our first opening look into this one as we close the book officially on week 4 of the NFL season with some tough news for Tyreek Hill last night, and as he may be done for the year, if not longer. We now turn the page. Chiefs-Jags becomes one of the marquee games of week 5. It will be Monday Night Football next week. Real quick aside, can we get the 2 games on Monday Night Football thing to just always be a thing?
I don't know. I don't know why you like that so much. I don't know if I love it like that.
What I don't love is the way they did it the first time, where they play one game and then they play the other game. Don't like that. I like the stagger start. And I do like having a couple options because it does lessen the blow on a total snooze fest like we saw in the second game last night. First game ends up being a really good game, competitive at the end, highly entertaining. And then you've got this other game. I think it's a good idea. I like it. I like having the 2 options. It's like a little mini red zone. I wouldn't want to do it on Thursday Night Football. I think Monday Night Football would be the place to do it. And maybe the answer is just to do it occasionally, like they've done. Maybe it doesn't have to be an every week thing. Like next week, they're going to have Chiefs-Jags. That's going to be a great game. You wouldn't need it. But otherwise, you'd have had one of these 2 games. Like we didn't envision Broncos-Bengals being a snooze fest, but Joe Burrow gets hurt, and so we're bailed out a little bit. That's
true.
I don't know. I like it. I think it's good.
I don't know. I think that it takes away from the like we've said. It's cool to have Joe Buck and Aikman on the call because it feels like it's a big game. And whenever you have 2 games on there, it's like, well, this is just kind of diluting the pot a little bit. If I'm watching Monday Night Football, like I want to watch the A1 crew, watch the best games, everything like that. When you have 2, it's like a split squad baseball game. You're losing half your guys, and you have to pick and choose between the 2. If you're gonna do it, I like what they did in week 2 whenever they had the staggered, the hard stagger starts. So where it was like a 6 o'clock game and like a 9 o'clock game, and then give you a Monday night after dark.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to have to choose between the 2.
I don't like the after dark on a Monday though. I don't like that late game. I'm not a fan of the late game. Anyway, we'll get the Chiefs Jaguars on Monday Night Football next week. It's not going to be a problem. Should be a really good game. The Jaguars are interesting. They're not particularly good on offense, TJ, but they are playing good defense. They have good wins. I would say a win at San Francisco, who's as healthy as they've been all year, is a really good win. A win over Houston. I know Houston's off to a slow start. Is a pretty good win. Losing to Burrow in the Bengals in Cincinnati by only 4 is a decent performance, and they dominated the Panthers. I can't really point to why the Jaguars are playing well. They're a really good run defense. They're not a very good pass defense. They're a middle of the pack defense overall. They have run the ball really well in this game. They have not thrown the ball very well. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look very good at all. I think this matchup on paper really favors the Chiefs, TJ. 3.5-point road favorites to open things up.
Yeah, you'd think that as well, just based on kind of what you saw this past week against a Ravens team. And obviously the Ravens are beat up on defense, and we've talked about that. But, I don't know what to make of the Jaguars defense, but I think that when the Chiefs offense can play as well as they did this past week, that's what makes you feel so good heading into this one. So I think it favors the Chiefs. I don't think that not to be a recency bias kind of guy, but I think that if the Chiefs offense can play like that, I don't think the Jaguars offense can keep up with an offense like that. But in the same breath, we've seen the Chiefs offense kind of suck for a couple of weeks, and I don't want to just base everything off of this past week, but I'm going to. I think that the Chiefs will look pretty good in this one.
Yeah. When it's the Jags, when it's a team that runs the ball right now, I'm going to like the Chiefs in that game. The Chiefs right now don't have it's not even here's what's so weird about the Chiefs. You tell me what you think about this. Right now, the Chiefs have been a really good pass defense and not a great run defense on paper. But I think that's deceiving. I still trust them against the run more than I trust them against the pass.
I do too.
Of a pass rush. They've been good against the pass, though. I mean, I think teams that run the ball like this, I'll still take that over a team that can air it out. I'll still take that. I mean, the Eagles haven't run the ball very effectively this year, but at least we consider them, the Eagles, a good running team. The Ravens are obviously a great running team, and the Chiefs defense look great there. I think I'd rather take my chances against a run-based offense than a pass-based offense right now for the Chiefs. And their defense is good enough that it may not matter either way.
The secondary has shown, and that was kind of my biggest question, was going to be the secondary of what it was going to be this year. They've shown that they are going to be pretty good, and they have been the last 2 weeks.
So.
They've been really good the last 2 weeks, but I agree. I mean, your bread and butter is your up front, your linebackers. That's the best part of your defense. That's what you've got the most money invested in now. You have a lot of money invested into that, actually. And so you kind of rely on those guys, but the secondary has been great. And that's what's going to make it so interesting, not to change topics here, but that's what's going to make it so interesting whenever you start thinking about a Trent McDuffie extension of, do you invest in that as well? How much money you have left in the bank. So they've locked it down so far. So, but I would agree with you to your original point that I think that you would rather go up against a run heavy offense, because I think that those guys, I mean, look what they did against Derrick Henry, forced him out of the game basically.
Because they can control it that way.
Exactly.
They didn't give Derrick Henry the chance to dominate them in the fourth quarter, to that caller's point. Like they didn't have a chance to do it. And that's advantage Chiefs. The other side of it, we mentioned the Jaguars. The Jaguars have been defensively very good against the run and not that good against the pass. So I think that also favors the Chiefs. The Chiefs have told us this year that they're going to try to run the ball. And I think that has to continue. They got to at least keep defenses honest. But from what we saw out of the past game with Xavier Worthy, I think that's a favorable matchup for Kansas City too. Like Kansas City last year was not a good pass offense. They needed to run the ball because they couldn't throw the ball. This year, I think they are a good pass offense, and I think they're going to be an even better pass offense. I don't think they need to run the ball for the same reasons that they did last year. One of the main reasons was the line was terrible, and they had to protect Mahomes that way. That's also not a factor. I am perfectly okay with the Chiefs coming into certain games and airing it out. This would be one of those games because the Jags have been good against the run this year. This would be an opportunity for the Chiefs to maybe not run it 20 times and to throw it a ton. You've got Worthy, who doesn't look limited at all, which is remarkable. Tyquan Thornton has been a revelation for this team. I think they have plenty of weapons to attack with. Again, on paper, I'm really liking the way that this matchup looks for the Chiefs. I am very comfortable right now with 3.5 points, even on the road, even with the hook right now for Kansas City. And as we look at their schedule, and then none of this, by the way, is a knock on Jacksonville. Jacksonville's had a really nice start to the year and some very real wins and performances mixed in there. But as we look at this Chiefs schedule, when you consider strength on strength, there aren't very many, if any, that are as favorable as this one appears to potentially be. Tennessee later in the year. I would take playing Jacksonville over playing the Raiders without the, divisional factor in and all of that. This is one of the games I feel like they really need to win on their schedule right now. If they want to win the AFC West or go like a bit higher than just reaching the postseason.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'll ask you this question while we're talking about the Jaguars in case we don't have any time the rest of the week. Travis Hunter, what do you make of the Travis Hunter situation?
I don't think it's a situation yet. I think they're still trying to learn
Is
how to use him.
Is he a really good cornerback and a pretty good wide receiver?
That's what I anticipated would happen. A really good cornerback and a pretty good wide receiver that has as good a ball skills as anybody. I don't know how I don't know. I would have to go to people that watch the all 22s and hear their take on how complex is the route tree he's running, right? Is he going to be able to do some of those things that the elite receivers can do? I am perfectly comfortable with him being an elite corner that can make plays for you because he's such a good player at one-on-ones with, going to get the ball. So that's what I expected anyway. I've never known really what to expect of him as a receiver other than he's a freak athlete and catch everything. But there's a lot of complexities that going into making an elite wide receiver. I don't know if the Jags expected him to be an elite. He's 4 games in. So I'm fine with it now. If I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm far more concerned and offended that Brian Thomas has been a non-factor. And I'm far more concerned and offended that Trevor Lawrence still doesn't look very good. That would be if I'm a Jags fan, that's where I'm looking. It has nothing to do with Travis Hunter. Trevor Lawrence was the golden boy, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
There's conversations to be made. He's in the bottom half. I think he has been every year of his career.
Absolutely. He had one good year. I suppose you could say he had 2 really good years. But his second year in the league, he had 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That was a really good year. Completed more than 65% of his passes. That was a solid year. The year after that, he followed it up and was okay, right? 4,000 yards, more interceptions, fewer touchdowns, but still okay. Then last year, he wasn't very good at all when we saw him. And this year, he's having the worst year of his career since his rookie year. He's not completing 60% of his passes, only 1 more touchdown than interceptions, a quarterback rating that is not anywhere close. I don't even think it's middle of the pack. He's not having a good year. If I'm a Jags fan, that offends me. Travis Hunter, a level of concern if you're Jacksonville is not even in the, it's not even on the radar.
I'm not saying a level of concern. I'm just wondering about what is Travis Hunter going to be? It sounds like may just be the number 2 or 3 wide receiver on a team, and that's just what his offensive role is going to be for a while.
That's what he was going to be anyway. Brian Thomas was fantastic as a rookie.
I don't know. Jags said he was going to be a wide receiver that played some cornerback, not a cornerback that played wide receiver. And then now that the game started, it's okay, well, he's a cornerback that's going to play some wide receiver.
I think the natural progression, whether that's the ultimate case, it was always going to be the way it started. I think they needed him more as a corner than a receiver out of the gates. I think we got to let him have a little time. It was such an interesting pick. It was an aggressive pick for a non-quarterback, obviously. But again, how much of his limitations as a receiver have been because of who his quarterback is?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is this does not move the needle at all right now. And they look like they have a pretty good defense, and he'll be good enough to keep them in the mix and stuff. But You want to talk about quarterbacks with, like, outside of, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, maybe you would have put Joe Burrow in that mix. Trevor Lawrence was as highly regarded as any of them coming into the draft. Any of them. Like, he was the last, no doubt about it, when this guy comes out, he'll be the number one guy. We don't have that a lot in college football anymore. We really don't. Nobody would have said Cam Ward was going to be the number one overall pick. Nobody knows who the number one overall pick is going to be this upcoming season. Like,
we know who it is the year after that.
Who?
Jeremiah Smith.
You don't know that.
I mean, you would have taken him first overall after his freshman year.
You don't know that yet.
He is the best player in college football.
Even if you think that, he still does not have the hype. And by the way, receivers aren't going one overall, probably. But even like nobody had the hype in a long time that Trevor Lawrence had as a college player. Right? Who has had that kind of hype? Caleb Williams, not really.
I mean, Caleb, you knew was going to be number one, but like his final year at USC, it was like, I mean, he's going to play his way out of it, but that's kind of how it felt. After he won that Heisman, it was like, okay, well, it's probably going to be him, And then I don't even remember who was number 2 in his draft. Did they go line?
Said a wide receiver was a sure thing number 1 pick.
All right, he might not be number 1, but he's the best player in college football.
Has a wide receiver ever been a number 1 pick? Like, he's not.
There has to have been.
He's not going to be the number 1 pick.
Okay, he's the surefire top 5.
No, that's fine. But I'm talking about, like, there aren't very many of these guys where when they're playing college football, right? Even Joe Burrow, you knew it with Burrow, but only because he had such a great final year. Like, we knew it with Luck early. We knew it with Manning early. I'd have to look at a list, but either way, it's Trevor Lawrence. He's the last one that I can remember that fit that profile. They don't, like, they used to happen more often. They don't happen that often anymore. I'm going to go down a list here. Cam Ward certainly was not. Caleb Williams was a little closer. Bryce Young was not.
Bryce Young?
Not before he got there. No, I think he played his way into it. Like, we didn't know that about Bryce Young when he was a freshman or sophomore.
No, but after he won a Heisman his sophomore year, he did.
The undersized guy. I don't even know that he was a shoe-in the year he was selected number 1 overall. Kyler Murray, maybe, but Trevor Lawrence was drafted after Kyler. Trevor Lawrence was drafted after Joe Burrow. So
that's crazy.
Like, right? Isn't that crazy? Feels like he's been in the league for 14 years.
I know.
But he was that profile, and he has not lived up to it. He just hasn't. We'll see if he does. Jameis Winston fit that profile a little bit, I would say. Mm-hmm. But the for sure it was Andrew Luck. And before that, for sure, it was Cam Newton, probably, who happened to be the year before. But he just hasn't lived up to it. He has not been very good. Back to the point of the Chiefs-Jags, this is a big – I love the Chiefs this weekend. And they could absolutely let me down. And I'm promising you it's not recency bias because they look that good against the Ravens. That's not what it is. I just think this is a tremendous matchup for them based on the 4 games we've seen this season and what these two teams do well. And, like, I think it on paper really favors the Chiefs. I think this is a big spot for them.
I would agree. I feel like I would take the Chiefs in this matchup, even if we didn't know what happened last week. But now knowing that I know last week, I'm definitely taking the Chiefs because of my recency bias.
There's recency bias that's going to depend on, like, the margin and all of those things that you think. But yeah, man, on paper, strength to strength, it all seems to favor the Chiefs here. So it should be good. We'll have obviously much, much more on that game as we make our way through the week here on Sports Daily. Wildcard Hour, we're open. The last segment of the show here. So if you've got commentary or thoughts that you want to get in, you can do that. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, or X. You can leave your comments there. Give us a call at 869-1240 or leave us voice messages on the Odyssey app. It's all Brockton Cleveland on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
Chiefs even things up for the season with that win over Baltimore. Tune in to 97.5 and 1240 KFH tonight at 6 for the Chiefs Kingdom show, or listen online at kfhradio.com. Download the free Odyssey app and search KFH. Welcome back here. TJ Cleveland, Jacob Albrocht with you. Max Power back in studio. Still upset that TJ is wishing upon us colder weather sooner than it needs to be here. I simply do not understand the complaint from TJ, as I'm just gonna, take a gander here at low to mid 80s and sunshine for the next 7 to 10 days. This is perfect weather right now.
This is perfect weather for the 1st of August. We are in October as of Wednesday, tomorrow.
The average high, Ross told me yesterday, you know what normal temperature is right now?
What?
79 degrees, Sally. Like, it's not hot right now. It's not. We spent as many days in the month of September under normal as we did above normal.
It's the fall. It's October. It's the fall. Like outside, everything outside should feel like Halloween is coming and Thanksgiving is coming.
Halloween is more than 30 days away.
It's a calendar. It's within the calendar month.
You've
within
got
the calendar
4
month
weeks to rev that down. You ever been out trick-or-treating with little kids?
Yes.
You don't. Cold weather ruins Halloween. Like, the energy's not there because they're too cold. The things that you are saying are incorrect. Don't rush to get. We get November, we get December, we get January, we get February, we get most of March to be miserable and cold. Okay, can we not rush out of the high 70s, low 80s and sunshine? Like,
This is like the best. October might be like the best month of the year. Like, probably November, actually. November is probably
I
the best
vote
month
September. If you remove holiday appeal for, like, if you take out, of course we love Thanksgiving, of course we love Christmas. If you take those things out, September is the best month.
No way.
You get part of it where you can still go to the pool. You've got a holiday 3-day weekend built in there. You get the start of football season. You get Major League Baseball winding down on its finale. September is the best month.
There's
September
no
is the
way
best
that's true. September is the month where it's like, please, I'm tired of it being hot outside. Like, get me to fall.
When was the last time it was hot outside?
Earlier this month. It was like 90 degrees earlier this month, I think.
It is. That's not accurate. It has not been hot in a long time.
It was like 88 degrees in Arrowhead Stadium.
How many times did we hit 100 this year?
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like the what do you even want to call it? The central frequency. I'm learning about this in statistics. Central frequency is high. It's a high number in the 80s, high 80s. And it's too much of it. I need it to be. I'm not asking for it to be 40. Just give me a crisp 65-degree day.
Okay.
That's
September 2025. September 2025. The hottest day we had of the month. We hit 86 3 times in September of this year. The 12th, the 13th, and the 16th. We've been above 80, I think, 5 or 6 times in the month of September. That's it.
True. That can't be true.
You're not remembering accurately the month. It has been rainy in September, cloudy. Like, September was not warm enough. We didn't have enough sunshine in September. Now we're finally getting some of the usual, wonderful, very pleasant, high 70s to low 80s and sunshine weather that we were robbed of earlier in the month. And you want to push it away so that we can wear jackets every day? Like, you're insane.
You know how much better we were talking about this, covering that KU game on Saturday, where it's like, man, like, I want to just be able to wear a hoodie and watch a football game and not sweat through it. Like, that's all that I want of my fall. It's been fall for 2 weeks almost, a week and a half. Like, that's what fall needs to be. Like, I just want to wear.
How are you people? On dope?
I think so, Max. Talk to me in 3 weeks. Talk to me in January, and I'll ask you if you miss the 78 degrees and sunshine of late September when
I'm not saying I'm pro. I do like the snow, but I'm not pro North Dakota weather. Like I don't want to come across as that.
you're pro winter. You can come out and say it. You'll be judged.
I just want to be pro mid fall, like early fall.
It is. It's pro. It's pro fall.
It's still the
78 degrees and sunny out there.
I need a pair of sweatpants on for it to be fall, and I don't have that yet. I haven't worn a pair of sweatpants since March.
You're probably wearing a pair of sweatpants right now.
I'm not. I even brought a hoodie down here and said, nope, not cold enough. Can't wear a hoodie today.
This is crazy. I can't even believe it. Feel free to chime in and let TJ know where to cram his desire for cold weather. If you so choose, you can do that on the video streams. You can give us a call. I can't believe it. Max, what do you make of all this? Max would take it like 95, I think, every day.
Had to push buttons. He's out of his mind.
But what is your desired weather, Max?
Sunny and 80.
So right now, okay, I thought you liked it a little
days
hotter.
a year.
It's
perfect.
It is perfect weather right now. Like if you want to
Soon
play
I'll be
golf,
able to
I don't know. What'd you play? Is he on dope? Like yeah, like who?
Mr. Hand.
Who hates the high 70s and sunshine? Like that's people.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong here.
They move away.
Don't get me wrong.
This,
I will take this over what we had in early August, 100%.
Well, of course, because this is the literal perfect weather, and you're trying to shove it out of here.
It's just we're just not quite there. We're close.
You would take.
We're not there.
We would all take this over anything. Like there doesn't like this is perfect weather right now, and you want it to be gone, and I don't appreciate that. A couple other headlines from the weekend.
I want him to scrape my car off when it's all icy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You can
I want to see him out there.
Salt the sidewalks of the businesses and deal with ordering snow plows and all the chaos and inconveniences that come with the wintertime.
I will say, I have never been a homeowner in the winter. So by the time we hit January,
you get to worry about frozen pipes. You get to worry about all the fun stuff of being a homeowner. You can't just call the super.
This opinion may change by the end of the winter. We'll visit back in January.
What do you know about blowing out your sprinkler systems? Has that been scheduled yet? Are you ready to go cover your pipes in blankets and trash cans? If not, you just get ready. The winter sucks. There's not really anything good about the winter time, except the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Rocco Baldelli was fired yesterday, TJ. Does that surprise you? We follow the Twins a little bit here, obviously, because of their tie to the wind surge. Are you surprised? 7 years. I can't believe he's been there 7 years. But did that one surprise you? It did not surprise me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a surprise so much as the fact of man, they fired Rocco Baldelli. Like the Twins were really good a while ago. Under his tenure, they were a playoff team. So that part of it. But at the end of the day, whenever you're a bad baseball team, somebody's going to get fired, and that's just how the Major League Baseball system works. But as we were talking about at work yesterday, they sputtered pretty hard out of the gates, and then they sold everything. So it's whenever you're going to give up on a season, they kind of did. The Twins organization kind of just gave up on the season. There's got to be a scapegoat, but it's really not his fault that he was coaching a AA baseball team towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that. He inherited a mess, but they were a mess because they weren't doing what they needed to do before they were a mess. The other one that's a little more high profile, Bruce Bochy, out with the Rangers.
Really?
Just pretty fresh off of a World Series. The curious thing, it was mutual, apparently. Here's a couple of things. And I bring this up because Royals fans will remember it from 2014. The Giants also got rid of Bob Melvin here. And I just wonder if he's not going to make a reunion with the Giants. They kind of surprised people and got rid of Bob Melvin. He and the Rangers mutually agree to part ways. The Rangers have had Skip Schumacher there hired, I think, as an heir apparent. I'll bet you $1 Bruce Bochy's managing the Giants next year. It's a reunion that seems predetermined and inevitable. I bring these firings up. Matt Quatraro is in no danger. How do you evaluate him this year? We've talked about this in the office a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. You know, obviously you have playoff expectations. You don't make the playoffs. That kind of hurts him. But the fact of the matter is that what we've talked about with Jalen Thompson, what we've talked about with us is that, you can't really expect to make the playoffs when you lose 20 guys to injury, basically. So it's like you do what you can. People make things out of the Quacharo situation because, I mean, he does things a little unconventional. Like he changes the lineup literally every single day, and there's not many other managers.
I think he needed to this year.
I mean, that's an argument as well.
Now, listen, I am pro Ned Yost, Ron Washington, set it and leave it alone. Like, I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
But it was an awful lineup for a lot of the season.
It's true.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made there. And then every manager gets criticized because of bullpen decisions. That's just part of being a manager. That fans are going to complain about that. But
I think he managed the bullpen well for the most part this year.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, he did it a little bit. I mean, he would platoon quite a bit when they were in the playoffs last year. Like, I mean, he did that, but that's kind of the roster that the Royals have. Like, they have the Adam Frazier's that are like that aren't going to play every day. They're in there for whenever there's a lefty on the bump, get Adam Frazier in there, that kind of thing. That's just kind of how Matt Quacharo manages this team. So
it's not, look, and I will tell you that, and Tommy and I talked about this all the time. Like, there were times where, like, Lorenzen didn't need to be there a third time through the lineup. There were times where it was very clear a different bullpen decision probably should have been made. I'm not going to give him a hall pass on that stuff, but they had a lot of injuries and things to consider that were a part of some of those decisions. So I think he's done a fine job. I think winning 82 games in Kansas City is never, to be perfectly honest, is never that big a disappointment when you're evaluating a manager.
I mean, I think that's the like fifth most wins in 2 decades or something like that, like, or whatever that stat is. We're gonna have to look at that because they hadn't had a winning season until last year since they won the World Series, and then before I think 2013 they might have been 500. And then before that, it was awful.
The last time they were above 500 before last season was the year that they won the World Series.
And then they were in 95
games. So we had gone 8 years, I think, 9 years without a team. Now, those 2 years right after the World Series, they were at 500 and 2 games under 500. Mm-hmm. So it didn't really get bad until after that. And then Ned Yost didn't get to 60 wins for a couple of straight years. Mike Matheny comes in. Mike Matheny doesn't do much in his the COVID year, I believe was his first year.
I got a stat for you. For you here. They won the World Series. They wild card year 2013. They had 86 wins. So 82 wins from Quacharo outside of last year is the most wins since 2003 for the Royals.
Yeah, he's doing fine. They need to get him the lineup fixed up this offseason. All right, we'll come back a little more Sports Daily. Don't go away. It's all Brockton Cleveland on Tuesday.